Hello, everyone. Quickly in the chat, if you can just mention if I'm audible. A very good afternoon. Can any of you please confirm to me if I'm audible, visible? Thank you, Bilal. Thank you, Roshni. I'll just wait for a minute in case any of your friends who should be attending this session and are not, request you to please share the link with them. Make sure they join in. The entire agenda for today is, of course, brief you all about the CA intermediate classes, whether you have cleared the exam, not cleared the exam, and if you have not cleared the examination, then what are the changes which are there applicable for in CA Foundation for the December examination? How are we supposed to go about all the details? Any of your doubts, all of these I will be covering in today's session. So it's a little general in nature, but as I know that not all of you can come down to the center to clarify. So therefore, it is important that I clarify all of this online before the batch starts. In the meantime, congratulations to everyone who has cleared the examination, whether it was your first attempt or your second attempt. A lot of you are also the November 20 batch students. So hearty congratulations to you. This time the results have been not great when it comes to all India level. 26% is probably one of the lowest since CA Foundation has started. So definitely a great achievement. So congratulations to you all. Hearty congratulations, because it was not easy. Clearly, when it is 26%, it is not a small feat. Usually, if you ask me CA Foundation results, what is the percentage? It's anywhere between 35 and even going up to 45%. But this time when it is 26% and odd, that is quite less. What are the reasons? Of course, I understand all of you have not only cleared this examination this time in May, who all have cleared, but I understand some of you are probably not able to clear it because of the second wave which came in and hampered preparations, personal lives, all of that. So obviously, that is one of the reasons why this time we have, there is small reduction in the percentage. But in spite of all of this, the ones who have cleared, that is why I am insisting as to why clearing it in this attempt is not a small feat. And that is why congratulations to you all again. And to those who haven't, do I have anybody in the group who is right now who is not cleared the examination and is attending? Can you just put a raise of hand message? Well, if any of you have not cleared, do not be disheartened. The reasons, as I mentioned, why the percentage is low obviously applies to you too. So nothing to be disheartened. Fortunately for us, the December examination is not too far away. We have the perfect amount of time for preparing again. Perfect, not too much, not too less. Perfect amount of time available to us to regather, prepare, and make sure that we are going to achieve our goal, which we couldn't when the results were announced in December at least. Any student who has not cleared the examination? Okay, I understand. In case you do not want to mention, is all right. I understand. But if you are not also, I will go ahead. Again, very few students have joined the session. I would like a lot more joining in because it can be more interactive and I can take a lot more doubts. So in case, I request you all to make sure that you share these links with anybody, whether they have cleared the examination or not cleared it as well. Please ask them to join in the session because it's applicable to all. Some parts might not be relevant to you, but I will not take too much time. I'll try to keep all the topics as brief as possible. So shall we begin? Great, Prajwal, Atish, Kavya, Roshni, Bilal. Congrats, congrats. All right, all right. So first, let me start with CA Intermediate. So the good part first. So CA Intermediate offline batches, as you all are aware, are starting on 17th. We are doing both the morning and an evening batch. In fact, the evening batch was not going to happen, but since a lot of students wanted the evening batch, so there is also an evening batch which is happening. So in case timings was an issue for you, wherein you could only attend the offline batch in the evenings, then the evening batch is also confirmed. So 3 to 8:30 will be the timings. So evening batch is also there. Do inform your friends in case it's not applicable to you. Now 17th of September, we are starting the batch and it is starting with group 1 syllabus. So we'll be starting with your group 1 classes from 17th of September. Of course, this is a continuation. Most of you might be aware that we started an early bird batch also, Maybe some of you who are attending the session are already a part of the early bird batch. I'm not sure. But yes, we started an early bird batch also, which was on 9th of August. And this is a continuation of that. One thing which everybody who is joining this batch should know, that we were doing group 2 syllabus in this batch. We were doing group 2 syllabus so far. So about 42 days of class has been conducted over here. And this part of syllabus will not be repeated for the regular batch students. You will have to cover up these 42 days worth of class. Shruti, yes, same subject will be taught both in the morning and evening. This part of the syllabus you will have to cover by watching the recorded sessions. These recorded sessions are going to be made available to you. You'll have to watch them recorded and cover up over the period of the next 4.5 months. Priya, no batch at Shesharipuram for face-to-face. The offline batch is only at Janagar. Offline batch for intermediate is only at Janagar. For foundation, of course, we are having a batch there, but intermediate batch offline is only at Janagar, right? Both morning and evening. Now, coming to the point, yes, you will have to cover up these 42 days of class, which are already completed of group 2, because for the next 4.5 months, we will be doing only group 1, starting it and completing it. And then we'll be starting with your group 2 sessions. Maybe in the last 15-20 days, we might start group 2, and then after that, complete the last 15-20 days in between, based on the timetable requirements. Faculties also can get personal issues sometimes. So therefore, timetable might have to be adjusted just because of that. But more or less your timetable, I hope you have understood how it's going to get covered. So you have a good 4.5 months. You don't have to cover up anything right immediately. You will be starting instantly from group 1, which is fresh for you all. For students who have just cleared and have not attended my previous seminar, which I had done once your exams got over when we announced the early bird batch, I had also mentioned how CA intermediate course happens. What is the concept of exemption? Why you should be doing both the groups? So I do not want to take time and explain all of that in this session. But do any of you have any doubt as to, sir, should we take one group, both groups? Or what is the concept of exemption? If any of you have a doubt, I'll quickly explain that. Otherwise, I'll skip this part and we can move ahead. So if you have a doubt, please ask me in the chat box right now. Is everybody aware of the concept of exemption in CA intermediate? Can I at least get a yes from everybody who's aware? Okay, you all want me to, couple of you want me to explain. Dishant is not aware. All right, so let me just quickly explain. You all are aware that CA intermediate has 2 groups, each group having 4 papers each. In fact, in group 2, there are, a couple of papers are split into 2 parts. So paper number 8 is financial management and economics for finance. It's, even though it's 1 paper in the examination, it's essentially 2 papers, just like our law and BCR, 60 marks, 40 marks. Same way, financial management is for 60 marks and economics is for 40 marks. Another paper is like that, which is in group 2 itself. These papers are strategic management and EIS, that is enterprise information system, previously known as IT. So in case any of you have heard it, then it used to be called IT, it's now called EIS. So these 2 papers are 50-50 marks split. So essentially, if you see, there are 10 papers in your examination, 10 subjects in your examination, but 8 papers, each group having 4 papers each. The details I will not mention. It's quite easily available. You all know what are the subjects. Just go to ICA's website or watch my previous video. I've put it in all your groups. I mentioned each subject, their marks, weightage, and everything. Now, what is the concept of exemption? Now, the passing criteria in intermediate remains the same as our foundation, wherein you have to score minimum 40 marks in each individual subject, but overall percentage should be 50. Now, but since we are writing 2 groups, in foundation we had only 4 papers, so this concept does not exist. Neither does the concept of exemption exist in foundation, but at intermediate and also at CA final level, again, there are 88 papers there. So therefore, the concept would remain the same, wherein you write at least 1 group, that is first 4 papers together or second 4 papers together. Now, in a scenario where we have not passed, where we have scored less than 40 in any paper, or our aggregate 50% is not there, but have managed to score above 60 in any individual paper, then that particular paper in which we have scored above 60 is an exempt paper. So next time when we are attempting, if we have failed because of this, but next time when we are attempting, we don't have to write this paper in which we have got 60 or more. So that is an advantage which we get when it comes to CA intermediate. Siddharth, I'll take questions. Just give me 2 minutes. So that particular paper, you will not have to write in CA intermediate again in case you scored 60 or above. Sir, only one paper, or can it be more than one paper? It can be more than one paper. So in case you score in both the groups, one paper as 60, then in both the group, but don't end up clearing any of them, then still those particular papers you don't have to write again. So, but while calculating our next attempts total, will those 60 marks be added to our total? Yes, it will be added. So next time you have to get the 50% aggregate, you just have to score 140 and make sure that you get above 14 all the 3 papers which are remaining. So that is a concept of exemption. Now there is one more concept called set off. So in our CA foundation, as we all are aware that we have to score 200 or above to pass, apart from getting minimum 40 in each paper. When it comes to intermediate and when we write both the groups together, and this is applicable only when we write both the groups together, in case in one of the groups, our total is less than 200, but in the other group, our total is more than 200, enough that both the provided both the groups put together, your total is 50% or more, that is 400 or more out of 800 if you've written both the groups, then still you would have passed both the groups. Still you would have passed both the groups. So that is the concept of set off. So therefore, I always insist students, we should always go for both the groups. These concepts are not there in foundation, but are applicable both in final as well as intermediate. Another advantage being that in case you feel that, sir, 8 papers might be too much for me, you make that decision 2 months before the examination, because last 2 months are sufficient just to prepare for 4 papers, full dedication. Your classes will anyways be over by then. So at that point, you can decide while preparing for the exam full-fledged that do I want to write all 8 papers with full seriousness, or just focus on passing one, and the other group, at least I can try for an exemption. And overall, at least it's something which I can try as a mock examination instead of waiting to prepare next time. Again, all of these I have explained in detail, so I'm not dwell into detail now. In case you want more details about this, please do watch my previous video. I've put it on both your groups on Telegram. In case you're not able to find it, DM me. I will share that video's link where I've explained this concept again in detail. Prajwal, yes, you will get recorded backup when it comes to your offline classes as well. Your offline class will also get recorded. So you will get recorded backup. But again, the intention of the recorded backup is it's a backup, not watching the entire classes recorded, because in that case, we also have a batch which we started on 4th of August on Unacademy as a fully online batch. In case you were to watch it online, then I would recommend you to watch that batch instead. I would recommend you to watch that batch instead. Chaitanya, you have a question? You raise your hand. Do you have a question? Darshan, yes, you can certainly do that. You can certainly do that. All right, Chaitanya. Yes, Khushi, your offline classes are also going to get recorded, and these are going to be backup. So backup will be available to you, not for every class. So we will upload it the next day. The whole intention, because the whole infrastructure which is in place when the class is offline, we cannot instantly upload the class. So the next day, the class which gets done in the classroom starting from 17th will be available the next day as a backup class. But students will get access to all the classes. So it does not matter on which day you have managed to miss a class, or you want to rewatch some concept because you have not understood it. But there is a limit. There is a cap. Students who have applied for both the groups will get 400 hours of access to recorded lectures. 400 hours is approximately about 3 months of class, approximately about 3 months worth of class. So that much access you get as backup. So now in case you intend to watch the entire class is recorded, you can't do that in the offline batch. So I hope I'm very clear with this. Pravesh, I'll tell you the reason why this part of the syllabus is not being repeated. I'll tell you the reason for this. The reason for this is that there is no sufficient time. This batch, which is starting on 17th, and the early bird batch started, and therefore I had very clearly mentioned, I had insisted all the students, please join the early bird. In case you do not clear, we will refund your fees, but at least start if you're fairly confident. The reason I insisted the students to do this was because this time, as your exams are delayed, the results are also delayed, but May exams will not get postponed. There is no time to repeat 40 more days of class. If we repeat it, classes will be going on even till first week of May, maybe. because this batch is going to get completed either in last week of March, maybe 1 or 2 days in April also, because of the amount of, because the delay in the results, we could not announce it earlier. So for that reason, it is not possible to repeat this part of syllabus. And for that technical reason, it is not being repeated. I hope you understand the reason behind not being able to repeat that part of the class. Otherwise, obviously, we would have done it. That is how all previous early bird batches have happened. But this time there is no option. I hope you understand, Pravesh. Shruti, yes, you can do that. Evening batch has been confirmed, so you can shift from morning to evening batch. Saket, I will be posting this session as a recording also on the group in case whatever I explained you have missed. Do watch it in the recording part. I will cover the further topics. When this comes to our offline batch, of course, classes are going to be daily. 17th, it is starting. We'll be starting with the costing subject. Nimit sir will be starting. Timetable, of course, I'll be sharing it on the Telegram group. So students who are already registered, you'll be added to Telegram groups today and tomorrow. Day after onwards, your batch is anyway starting. Study material will be provided to you. You will be able to collect your study materials at the classroom itself. It's at our Jayanagar branch. Make sure you come at least 15 minutes before 7 o'clock class starts. So come try and be there at 6:45 so that there is no delay. We don't have to delay the start of the class on day one because you have to collect books, etc. So be there early for the class. In case you're an evening batch student, of course, again, still come at least 15 minutes before the session, before 3 o'clock. That is how the batch is going to be happening. Bharat asked me, when this is related to foundation, I will be coming to the foundation part in 5 minutes. So please bear with me. Madhu, you have a question? Madhu, you raised your hand. You have a question? Okay, I think he raised it by mistake. All right. Now this was relating to your offline batch. We also have an online batch, as all of you are aware that we are partnered with Unacademy for our online classes. So our online batch started on Unacademy on 4th of August itself. There is no new batch which is being announced over there. You have to join the batch which we started on 4th of August. Of course, the backup of all the classes is available, because on the platform, we don't have the flexibility of mixing group 1 and group 2 classes. So for that reason, it is not possible to, we couldn't start group 2 first and then start with group 1. So therefore, group 1 classes started there on 4th of August. However, you can all certainly, who are students who wish to join only the online batch, or in case your friends who would prefer online batch, do inform them that they can certainly join. Majority of the class which they have missed is costing subject. So apart from costing subject, which they will have to watch as entirely recorded, the remaining subjects in accounts and with law and tax, they have missed very little syllabus, and they will be very easy. It will be very easy for them to cope up. So they can certainly join that batch also, but do not delay. In case you intend to do it, then do it from today itself, because the batch is already ongoing. December, that batch will also get over for group 1, and group 2 online will start over there also in end of December. That is the information relating to the online batch. Any student who has specific doubt about the online batch can ask me now before I move to the CA foundation part, and then we will take the general questions next. Pravesh, like I told you, there are about 42 sessions, 42 days of class, 5 hours per day, which you have to watch. You don't have to watch them immediately. You're asking about the offline batch, right, Pravesh? Yes, so these 42 days of class you have to watch over a period of the next 4 months. You don't have to finish them now because we're starting with group 1. Those are group 2 classes, completely unrelated. So over the period of next 4.5 months, in fact, you have to complete them. 17th, Prajwal, class starts on 17th. So you have to register before starting the class. Sharma, for the current live online Unacademy class, first don't start immediately live. What I will recommend to any student who's watching the live online batch on Unacademy, what you have to do is that you have to make sure that you first cover up law and tax classes. Very few classes have happened, especially the first 4 or 5 classes where the basics are done. Then start watching the live classes post that. For accounts, even if you start watching it later, it's okay. Costing, anyways, you have to watch full thing on recorded only. So even if a live class for costing gets announced, don't watch that live part. Watch the entire subject as recorded, because 75% of costing is completed. So you'll not understand the subject if you watch live immediately. So use those days to cover up law and law, tax, and accounts. Accounts you can cover up later, because the chapter which sir has completed is completely unrelated to the chapters he'll be doing further. So you can cover up also that part little later. But just make sure the first 4 or 5 days of class you watch the recorded law and tax. Once you have done that, then you can cover, start watching the live law and tax, and over the period of the next 2-3 months you can cover up. That is what I would recommend to students who are watching the live online batch on Unacademy as of now. Siddharth, register for the online batch or the offline batch? Prajwal, no, you don't have to register again. But you'll have to pay the balance fees, of course, because you are the early bird, you had just paid 5,000. So you have to now clear the balance fees. Kabir, yes, in case you miss the class in the morning on some day, and because of some reason, you can attend the evening batch the same day, because the syllabus and every subject, all of it will remain the same. You can attend the evening batch also. 17th, Prajwal, 17th, day after tomorrow. Let me see if I missed any question. All right. Roshni asks, sir, what about ICI registration? 30th September is the last day to register with ICI. And I'm going to create a separate video on how to register with ICI. Most of you might already be very familiar. You just have to log into the SSP portal and then now fill the registration form for intermediate. Intermediate registration fees is going to be 18,000. So you will have to register for intermediate with articles. Even though I know you might not, you might think that it can confuse you that, sir, we are not direct entry students, we should not fill with that. Everybody has to fill with articles itself. So just don't get confused. The remaining process is quite self-explanatory. In case you already filled your foundation forms, process remains more or less the same. So do try it. In case you get stuck, always I'm available on the groups to solve queries, but I will anyways post a separate video on how to register. 30th is the last date. So if you don't want to wait till that, you can always try to register yourself. Basic, I've already told you now. Roshni, within mostly tomorrow itself, I'll be posting it. Mostly tomorrow. But if I can't post it tomorrow, then I will post it on 18th, because day after your batch is starting. So day after I'll be completely occupied. Prajwal, yes, you can do that. You can pay the fees in 2 installments, 50% of the fees now and the balance within 45 days. Jayapreet, I think you're a direct entry student. Can you just confirm that? All right. Minimum, you have to complete at least 8 months of your articleship should have been completed. And on the date of the exam, 9 months should have been completed. So while you're applying for the examination, if 7 months are already completed, because exam application starts 2 months before the exam, if you've already completed 7 months of articleship on the date of applying, then by the date the exams are done, your 9 months would have been completed. So you are eligible. But technically, 9 months are required. Darshan, yes, you will get, like I told you, backup is going to be there. Only thing is that the backups are going to be uploaded the next day. Whatever class has happened today, that class gets uploaded as a backup class the next day. So therefore, that will be the only difficulty, but you will at least get access to the class. You will not miss it. Saket, you are asking me a technical question about the Bangalore Metro. Unfortunately, Saket, but I cannot change the timings of the class. I'll also tell you the reason why I cannot change it, because there are also direct entry students in the batch, and they have to attend only from 7 to 9:30 the first session when there is a break, and then they leave in the break because they have articleship, and then they come back in the evening and attend the second session in the evening batch from 6 to 8:30. So if I change the timings, then the timings in the evenings will become very odd, and they will have to leave late or leave their office early, which is technically not possible for them either. So because of that reason, the batch time cannot change. It will have to start at 7 a.m. If I understand that because of the current COVID guidelines, if Metro is starting at 7 a.m., it can be a little bit of a difficulty, but unfortunately over there, I might not have a solution. Vishnu, I don't understand. You will not get the access on Telegram. So these will be, in case you're a foundation student, the Yashash app, which was there, you will get the recorded classes over there itself. For early bird students, the app was not given yet, but yes, from 17th onwards, all of you will get access on the app itself. Jaypreet, that was for the July examination, not for the May exam. So for you, they have not made any concession. At least no notification is given yet. So for you, you have to assume it's 9 months itself. So make sure you finish your, you start your articleship right away. No, Saket, I cannot do that. The class is not going to be live streamed while it is going on offline. That's not going to happen. Alternatively, I could recommend the evening batch to you in case the morning timings are inconvenient. One very important thing, students, what we need to be to attend the offline batch, all of you should have at least 1 dose of vaccination. So in case any of you, I'm assuming most of us have already got vaccinated, but in case any of you have not yet taken your vaccination, you should have at least 1 dose of vaccination. You still have the next 2 days. Vaccine. Fortunately, to get the vaccine is not so difficult anymore. So do get yourself jabbed, vaccinated, at least that first shot, because you will all have to carry your vaccination certificate copy, whether both the shots are done or at least one shot is done from the Arogya Setu app or the COVID app, wherever, whatever is convenient. You'll have to download your vaccination certificate, get the hard copy and submit it at the center because it's mandatory for us to keep it on record as per the guidelines. Sharavana, in plus, this is a question regarding Unacademy online class. So I'll just answer both Atish and Sharavana. Atish, taking your question first. Once you have enrolled for the batch, if you go to your schedule and you just go to the dates, and if you click on the date, so the batch started on 4th August. So if you click on 4th August, whatever class was done on that date, those classes links will appear. Just click on that link to watch it as recorded. So that is how you can watch the recorded sessions. I hope that part is clear, Atish. Sharmana, in case you're asking about Plus or Iconic, I'll tell you the difference between the both. You should go for a 12-month subscription, first of all, whether it's Plus or Iconic. Now in Plus, you will only get access to the classes, no books, no test series, no mentor. Whereas in Iconic, you will get a personal mentor. I am always going to be there, but apart from me, you will also get access to an All India ranked student who can personally guide you preparing your personal timetables. Apart from that, you will get test series from Unacademy as well as the hard copy of the books. So essentially the difference between two is this. I would always obviously recommend Iconic because I don't understand. I feel that on watching on mobile and referring soft copies can be very difficult. So I would personally always want hard copy of book with me. So therefore, I would also recommend going for Iconic, but that is a personal choice. Siddharth, you can do that. How to register for the offline batch also, let me explain. To register for the offline batch, you have to do an online NEFT. The account details are there on the contact us page on our website, yashashacademy.com. That's where you'll find the details. In case you are not able to find it, again, you can message me. I can help you again with the same. Or in case you want to do a demand draft in favor of Yashash Academy, you can come and submit it at the branch. It should just say Yashash Academy. Again, the same details are there on our contact us page on the website. On 17th also, you can do this, Siddharth. You will have to just carry that message with you once it is done. Neha asks one very important question. Sir, as the exams were postponed and as you mentioned that, early bird batch also, these 40 days cannot be repeated because of lack of time. So are you saying that the study period is slightly reduced for the May exams? I'm expecting at least a 10 days gap. Usually we used to finish the batch at around 17 to 22nd of March. This time your batch will probably get over by 31st or 3rd or 4th April is what my expectation is. Depending, some batches can vary. So 4 or 5 days gap can always be there, but yes, at least 7 to 8 days difference is going to be there. Yeah. So all of us will have to make sure that we start our preparation sooner. Of course, I will be there throughout to tell you, especially for inter, when is the time to, actually pick up the pace in case you still haven't, to make sure that you're able to clear. Kritika, monthly option is not there. You have to pay 50% right now and the balance in 45 days. But anyways, to get more details about this, you contact office. They would be the right people to guide you about the fees part. Chaitanya, yes, you can make the payment through PhonePe also, but again, it has to be to NEFT, to the bank account, not to a mobile number. You can use any of these UPI apps, PhonePe, Paytm, Google Pay, all of those work. All right. Any foundation student? I know one of them had asked a question. I forgot his name. So many messages are there. Any foundation students? And before I go to foundation, any doubts apart from what I have already mentioned? If there is something you feel I have missed, you can just tell me right away. I can help right now. Deepak, yes, you do inform at the center, and you have to be paying the rest by NEFT itself. And yes, you are eligible. I am aware of your score, so yes, you will be getting that benefit of scholarship. Yes, Siddharth, half at first. No other queries. So can I go to CA Foundation? A small change for somebody who was Khushi, the scholarship we had announced for students who have scored basically 280 and above in your foundation examination are eligible for a 10% reduction in their fees for their performance. So in case your score is above 280 in your foundation, then certainly inform, you will be eligible for 10% reduction in fees. One more favor, please. I will be sharing a Google form on all the groups. Whether you're a student who is already registered for early bird, not registered, I want to. This is basically to get details about your results. I will not ask for your detailed result wherein how much you ended up scoring, but at least a basic information of whether you passed. I will keep the score part optional so that in case you want to fill it, you can. This will also help us understand as to how in general our students have performed in each paper. Also helps us to improve as to where even as institute and as faculty member where we can also improve our efforts, so and how well our students have fared. Samir, yes, even though you're sure, yes, you will be eligible, so you can certainly contact the office. You will be eligible. Congratulations, good score. Yes, so do fill in the form because it would give us an indication of a percentage of our students who have cleared the examination, because very few of you come in and inform us the result, whether cleared or not cleared. So therefore, it becomes very difficult for us also to judge. So make sure that you and all of your friends end up filling the form. Darshan, group for which one? If you tell me what group has to be joined, I can share the link. Intermediate. Darshan, just register first. Once you're registered, anyways, you'll be added to the group. The group is specific for students who are registered. So just once you have registered, you'll automatically be added to the group, not to worry about it at all. But in case you just want to get in touch with me for any personal detail, you can ask your friend. He can share my details with you. He obviously has my details. Neha, no. Irrespective, all your syllabus is getting over in, like I told you, end of March. So you can expect about 30 to 40 days in case ICI decides to move the exams to mid of May instead of first week of May. Usually it's in first week of May. I hope that they postpone it at least by 2 weeks. If that happens, you'll get about 1.5 months. But otherwise, don't expect more than 1 month of clear holiday. But don't be too worried about, sir, when the syllabus will get over and how much clear days which you'll get. As I always say, your preparation should not start after your classes are over. Your preparation should start probably from 17th itself, and for early bird should probably already should have started. Don't wait for syllabus to get over. Preparation starts now. Your classes are also your part of your preparation, but these are not your entire preparation. Just by attending class, none of you are going to clear. Your practice matters as much as your classes do, if not more. So therefore, you have to make sure that preparation starts now. To anybody who believes that intermediate is, some of you, a lot of you have also cleared. I saw on the groups with 200, 204, just cleared. let me clarify one very important thing to you all at the outset of CA intermediate. Intermediate is the toughest level when it comes to CA course. Final is not more difficult. Final is easier when you compare it with intermediate, because the number of papers that you have at CA final is the same, but you get 2.5 years basically. You get 2.5 years time after you pass your intermediate to prepare for your final. Whereas you get only these eight months to prepare for your intermediate, which involves your college in case you're going to college, which involves your classes, which are for 5.5 hours per day. So the most difficult period in a CA student's journey is CA intermediate. If you are going to be able to ace the next 9 months, then you can consider that with the same confidence you will ace CA final. So in whatever mistakes, if you felt, if you were, you did not clear foundation in the first attempt, or you felt that, sir, I have cleared my foundation in the first attempt, but I know the mistakes I've made, identify them today. Do not wait to continue that mistake in intermediate, because it is going to cost you a lot. In repeating foundation syllabus is only this much, but if you have to repeat 8 papers of syllabus of intermediate, is a lot more and a lot more difficult. None of you want to do that. So make sure that from day one, preparation is strong. Next 9 months are fully committed, no distraction, no family functions, cousin is getting married, this is happening, that is happening. Dedicate these 9 months to yourself, because you're not passing this course for somebody else. Dedicate these 9 months to yourself, because by doing this course, you're not doing anybody a favor but yourself. You're doing this, remember, you're doing this course. Of course, all of us are doing all this to make our parents proud, to get respect in society, but most importantly, you're doing this course for yourself. Never forget that. Whether in case, even if you're a student who is not clear foundation, this part applies to you also. Remember, this course, you're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for yourself. And to do that, you have to commit to the course the same way. Look at it as an exercise. Imagine that in case you were in a situation where you had to exercise to be fit, and what would you do? One day when we realize, when we see a look at ourselves in the mirror and feel, or start feeling that I'm unhealthy, don't we start exercising, start reducing the, looking at what food would we eat? We start doing that. Look at it the same way. And you don't do that because for somebody else. You don't become fit so that somebody else likes it. You become fit for yourself. This is the same thing. So apply the same logic. Do not think that I am doing this to make my parents proud, or I was asked to do this. You always started, and you will continue to do this only for yourself. So make sure that is the approach you take from day one. This is the most important step in your CA career. Meenakshi, if you're a student who's looking to write the exam in November 22, then I would still recommend you start this batch itself because you're a direct entry student, because direct entry students don't get time. So the last 6 months, once the batch is over in March, at least you have time for preparation. So therefore, this batch is the appropriate batch for you to start. So start now, not the January batch, because then again, you will not have study period. So this is the appropriate time. So start now. Okay, so coming to foundation, Aishwarya, all the other students who are in foundation and who will be writing the exam now in December. Now, from your previous attempt, there's no change in your account syllabus. There is change in your BCK when it comes to chapter 3. Chapter 4 also has a small amendment. So these sessions, I will anyways get them shared in the respective groups. So those parts you make sure that you look into, but your predominant change is there in your foundation, foundation math, stats, and LR. So in maths, matrices chapter, syllogism from logical reasoning, and also time series. Time series have been removed from your syllabus. So students who do not clear this, especially because of maths, slightly lesser syllabus. So marks weightage will improve. Syllogism, which was the most difficult chapter in LR. So LR has become even more easier. So make sure that in case you didn't clear because of maths, then those 20 marks of LR are very crucial for you. Start planning that way. So that is the good part. In law, there is a small change in the LLP and Partnership Act. Very small change, only one question basically has a change. Again, Nitika ma'am has done a special class on an academy to explain the same. I have probably already shared these in the respective groups, but anyways, I will make sure that these get covered and shared with you all over the period of next 2 to 3 weeks. So these changes, which are amendments, which are applicable to you, you will get access to them. But predominantly, this is the only change. You can continue to prepare from your existing study materials. Suprita, in case you're, I would recommend the students to obviously write the earliest possible attempt. And in case you're eligible for the May attempt, then of course, go ahead and write the May attempt. No harm in it. Meenakshi had a doubt that since she is directly eligible itself for November attempt, but still she should start class now because she gets more time to prepare. Whereas in case, in your case, if you're eligible for May, then you write May itself. Do not postpone your attempt for that reason, because worst case scenario is anyways you'll write in November if you don't clear. So you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. So do not postpone your attempt that what would be better. Should I give myself more time? Even 2 years can sometimes feel less. So the lesser time we give ourselves, we'll finish it in that much time. So don't postpone attempts. I guess I have covered what is changed in CA Foundation, intermediate, both offline and online. Have given the details. Congratulations again to all of those who have cleared. Congratulations also to those who have finished their BCom, have chosen the course. So welcome to the Chartered Accountancy course. It is going to be a great journey. Next 7.5 to 8 months are going to be very, very exciting, because this is the best part about the CA journey, if you ask me. I will obviously be there across. Any further queries, I'm always available on the group as well as on direct message. Looking forward finally to see you all in the classroom on 17th. And again, I will probably come probably after the first session on first day and meet you all, because it's been more than 1.5 years. Hardly got to see anybody. Last year, I got to see our students in the month of March before the second wave came. So only for 1 month, I was there with your previous batch students. And then again, their batch got shifted online. So keeping fingers crossed, there are no more waves. Take care. See you all soon. Siddharth, to register with Yashash, you just have to do an online transfer to our bank account and send the details to the respective WhatsApp number. Just visit yashashacademy.com, click on the contact us form page. Over there, you'll find the NEFT option. That is where the details of how to register is mentioned. Yes, Samir, it is technically for 281 and above, but since you're just short by 1 mark, I will make that exception. I will inform them not to worry. All right, I guess I have covered all the topics that I wanted to cover. Wishing you all the very best. Make sure I will share this session as a recorded session on your group too. In case any of your friends could not attend this, do share it with them if you think it is going to be useful for them. Right? Take care and bye-bye. Thank you all. Thank you, Neha.